Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of Wave, and this is day 10 of the February daily draw. So as we start a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Linestrider Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Scenes of the Witch Imbolc Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. Strength. We need to tap into that reservoir of inner strength. This is a strength of character. This is a strength of will. This is a strength that comes from being tempered through experience. This is an overall strength. It can, in some cases, refer to physical strength. A lot of the older cards, before the Rider-Waite-Smith and other depictions of the strength card, do focus on the physical element of strength. But even that requires, to get the physical strength, it means that it's the discipline, it's the control, it's the mastery of, keeping things in line, channeling the energy in a controlled and effective way, rather than just letting go of the energy in any wild sort of way. It's like taming the lion, isn't it? So that the strength is there, but it's been tamed. It's the strength of the lion has not been diminished, but it's not, in the words, it's not going wildly. He can still use his strength, but perhaps in more controlled circumstances. And quite often there's that thing, isn't there? I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, and I'll get back on track. But it's that thing about real power, real strength, is having the power, having the strength, but knowing when to use it and when not to use it. Sometimes choosing not to use it when you could is often a more powerful demonstration, because that brings in wisdom, that brings in discernment on the situation, and that almost demonstrates that you've got even more mastery and strength and power over a situation, because even though you could go the full way, even though you could do a certain thing, you choosing not to, but that's your choice. It's not because you're unable, it's because this is not the moment for it, or this is you're just choosing not to. And that means that you are mastering primarily not the situation, although you're showing strength in the situation, but you're showing mastery over yourself, which is the greatest kind of strength. Mastery over yourself, knowing when to restrain and when to let go, is a development of real strength. So getting back online, yes, it can, so in some cases, mean health. Strength as in vitality and strength, physical vitality, in that sense, well-being, physical well-being, healthiness in your body. It can refer to that. But primarily, I think it's that mastery over our inner nature that shows strength of character. And I feel that is where the true strength lies. And it's through confidence in ourselves that we don't have to go wildly and it's that quiet confidence, isn't it? We had a card, didn't we, about just getting on with what we need to get on with and not necessarily making a big issue of it. Just quietly getting on doing the things. I forget, it was one of the Oracle cards the other day. And it's just about just get on and do what you need to do. And you don't need to make a big issue out of it. Just get on with doing what you need to do. And, that could be, part of what the strength card is saying. But I think what it's saying is that tap in, when you're tempted to say, get too fierce in a situation or fly off the handle or something like that, even though you could do that, and you may have the ability to do that, and you could quite easily react impulsively with that and show great ferocity, but maybe afterwards the consequences of that, or some cases we need to do that. We need to stand up and be countered. And sometimes we need to roar. We need to be a lion that roars. But in most cases, I feel that we can take that too far and too quickly. And we can do more harm than good in the long term. It may feel good for a moment, but the consequences and what happens may not be so helpful. So that's when we need to show strength of character. And that even though we could, we restrain ourselves and we choose not to. We choose to go a different way. We choose to channel the strength of that feeling and that energy in a more constructive way. And quite often that's a greater strength and a greater sense of power in the situation than just wildly letting go any old how, just because it makes us feel good. As I say, there may be an occasion where doing that and we feel good can be therapeutic, it can even be necessary, but we have to be ready to realize that there may be consequences to that. And if we're prepared to have those consequences, then by all means, which is why we need to be discerning about when we do things like that and when not. So it's the issue of self-control and controlling our will and having control over ourselves. Okay, let's have a look for an oracle card. Candle dressing. Sharp as nails, engraving my will, intentions spoken, declare what will be. Clear intentions again. Focused energy. When we do candle work, if anyone does candle work with candle magic or whatever, if that's part of your path or not, I don't know. But anyone that does usually puts engravings in or herbs on that add to the meaning, that echoes the intent of what it's for. So it's basically showing clear intent. And the real strength in any argument or anything is being clear and showing focused intent, not just wild lashing out. It's more focused. The power is in the focus and in the intention. And that's where the real strength comes from. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 11. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.